to these last couple stories. We'll
Okay.
talk about the Warriors first. This will kind of be a rapid fire, maybe 5-10 minutes. Um,
Okay.
Warriors staff, Draymond Green is the control center of everything we do. The Golden State Warriors obviously have a 14-11 record this season without Draymond Green, and 28-6 when he is active. Obviously, we know that Draymond Green's a huge part of this, and obviously, like they said, when he's not in there, they're 14-11. So it's definitely a tough situation when it comes to Draymond Green and everything that's been going on with him. And you can kind of see it with the way that they play defense; they're just not really built for it, and so you're starting to see a situation when it comes to the with the Warriors is that they do need him. So do you think that the Warriors are in trouble if he's not able to play? I mean, apparently he's not even ready. Might not even be ready till the playoffs. Like, are the Warriors in
What's
trouble?
what's his injury, man?
I think it's
I'm lost. I forgot what his injury is. Is it like a contusion or something? Or
let me double check. I thought it was a
it's something bad because whenever he's doing podcasts every week, it's something that's going to keep him out for a while. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe you can look that up for me. Let me see if I can look it up.
because he's got a calf pain and it's lower back. He's
Ah,
got the
ooh.
Simmons.
Oh yeah, that could be real a problem though, just because the back and the spine will like and his age. How old is he now? He's like what, 34?
It's like 36, I think.
32. Okay, 32. Oh, he's
32.
turning 32. Oh, today's his birthday. Okay. Um, yeah, I think they're screwed if they don't get him back just because he's a system guy
Yeah.
and he doesn't, his defensive presence and his communication and his switching and etc. They don't have Draymond. They're not going to the finals.
Yeah,
Um,
I 100% agree. Even though
they're
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 they're a good team, but they need him.
they need him. They need him more. Yeah, like they need him very, very much. Um, if they don't have him, let's just say for the first round, they can get out of the first round just because they have Clay
Hmm.
back, right? Like he can go electric, but I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like yeah, they could probably win the first round, but when they get to the second round against like the Grizzlies or someone, like it can get tough. And if he's not there, I think they can potentially lose in a 7 game with Jaw. And if they can get what's his name, Dylan Brooks back, not I think yeah, Dylan Brooks back healthy, and he's in rhythm, it can get scary for them very quickly if they don't have him. So
Yeah,
I think that's a problem. I would
yeah.
very be concerned,
And like
very
you said,
much.
you're seeing him a lot more on podcasts. You're seeing him a lot more on TV. So that's obviously, I
Yeah,
think that's his
just
next
got a
trend.
TV deal
Obviously,
too. I think
yep.
like
Next
TNT.
next transition, kind of where he's gonna go. And so I think that with that being said, it kind of would be a concern if I'm the Warriors, being like, is how long does he have left in this league in terms of his interest in playing for us. It seems like he is a natural fit in TNT, is a natural fit on the podcast. I do like when he speaks. He's very fun listen on podcasts, I will admit. And so
Yes. Yeah.
and so I think that this is another question that the Warriors have to think about as they move forward. Obviously, Wiseman not going to be able to come back probably from what rumors have been saying,
Oh,
and so they are, they don't have that next Draymond potential, and I think that they had a chance to get a maybe something like that with Ben Simmons, at the beginning of the year, and they obviously didn't do it. And so now they're in this peculiar situation where now they have to decide what they're gonna do. Like, are they going to, try to, try to get another Draymond Green in the draft, or what they're gonna
nah.
do? But
That's going to be tough to get another Draymond Green who can fit. I honestly think Draymond will be fine if he can just control his weight and stay in shape. I think he could go down the Iguodala route and be effective to the 38, 37, 38
mhm.
range. Just being a system guy, switching communication, rebound, tough plays, diving. Um, but it can be very concerning because there's not a lot of Iguodalas in the league, who can still be effective at 37 years old. So I don't know. But I know it seems like he is trying to also go down that Iguodala route, like being on TV while playing, doing investment deals, doing
Yeah.
IPO deals with tech companies and whatnot in the Bay. So, I don't know if that's concerning or if he just has a side passion for that on the side.
I,
So,
I think it's both. I mean, like obviously it's a side passion at the beginning, but then it overtakes what you do. Like we obviously saw
yeah.
that happen to JJ Redick. Like he, had his podcast, he was still playing, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm gonna retire. I think I'm satisfied with where I'm at. And then obviously he's having such a successful, time with his podcast and successful time with being on
I
TV
think,
on First Take. And so I think that's where Draymond Green's going, man. Like he might have
yeah, I
another
think,
year or two at most.
I don't know about a year or two. I think he'll try to get one more max out of the Warriors until 36, and then he'll retire. I think he probably wants that one more big bag of 100+ million, and then he'll, go to his TNT job or, start his own podcast that he's done now. But I don't think he'll be gone in 2 years. I think he wants another contract for the next 4 years, and then he'll retire. If he can stay that long and stay healthy, who knows? But I think that's his goal. But who knows? Um, some things that are your passion can turn into, if you can get paid for it handsomely,
Yeah.
he doesn't need the money. I mean, if you give him $2 million if he makes $1 million off of his podcast on YouTube, like he'll just quit basketball and do that. And he still has
Yeah.
$150 million in the bank. Like he doesn't need to play
Mhm.
and break down his body. He's accomplished everything. So who knows, like you said with JJ, like he stopped playing.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it anywhere, I don't think, near as much money as Draymond has in his career. So, um, yeah, that can be something to monitor. But I think they're all going to go the Spurs way. They're all going to retire. If Draymond goes, it's going to be Curry or Clay that's going to leave, and it's just going to kind of fade out. Like they're
Mhm.
all going to go within a time to where it's all at the same time. I think.
Yeah. And then let's move on to the Phoenix Suns really quick. This is a team that's another
Yeah,
one.
man, I've been right. All the teams we just talked about, man, I was right. The Suns, the Warriors, the Nets. Man, it's crazy.
Yep, and they obviously are dealing without any Chris Paul right now. Currently, obviously out with that fractured thumb, and so he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks from the All Star break. So he's still got a little bit of ways before before he's back in the lineup. And I think that's the only thing really stopping the Phoenix Suns from being like a real I would say the favorite in my opinion to win the West. Is that Chris Paul injury. There's always something that
Oof.
happens to him, man. Like it's frustrating because like you root for him, especially in those or those not Charlotte Hornets, but
Charlotte,
The New Orleans
New
Hornets.
Orleans.
New
Yeah,
Orleans Hornets days when he was just balling out, and then there's always an injury that happened. It happened with him in the Clippers, and it happens
yep,
with him in the Phoenix Suns
man.
last year. I mean, remember that playoff series? He could only dribble with his right hand or his left
Right
hand.
in. Yeah.
I can't remember which arm it was, but he lost the ability to dribble, and so it's tough to see the way that he's been hurt and the way that he's hasn't been able to play. But this team so far, obviously, they're losing right now, 93-81 against the Knicks, who
Yeah,
have obviously been
to Pete's Knicks. Yeah.
Pete's Knicks, who have been playing absolutely horrendous. But I think that they still have a lot of good pieces. I love Torrey Craig. I think he was a great piece in Milwaukee, and I thought that they should have played him
Yeah.
more, but they didn't. But it is what it is at this point. They got Landry Shamet, who's another great piece that I like. Again, I think that the Phoenix Suns have all the necessary tools and everything to win the West and win the championship. But it's all, like I said, it all depends on how healthy Chris Paul can be. Because if Chris Paul is not healthy, then to me they just can't win.
I don't even think it's just Chris Paul, man. I think it comes down to DeAndre Ayton too. He just got bullied against the Bucks. If let's just say, for example, if they go against Philly in the finals, they're done. And is going to feast inside, and it's just going
Hmm.
to be no match.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Paul's a big, big, big part of where they're going and everything. If he's not back in time, they're potentially not going to win the West. But the trajectory, you know, even if they can kind of break even and things go right, I think they'll still win the West. But who knows? There's still 17 games to go.
Yeah.
But they're looking they look very, very good with Chris there. It's just, are they going to have enough gas to do it all over again this year? That's the big question mark everyone has. Is it a one hit wonder or
Hmm.
is this for real? They got a couple new guys in. So we'll see. I mean, I was bullish on them coming into the season. I thought they were going to be a one or two. I thought they were going to be a 1 or 2 seed, and I was right. They're one. That can obviously change, but they're looking good, man. It all just comes down, I think, to Ayton, how he can play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, again, Aiton obviously not getting that contract obviously affected him a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
he's looking to obviously make a huge impact in terms of trying to get that contract. He's trying to get the max, and he's
Yeah,
still
he's trying to
working
get his
on.
bag. Yeah.
And so, I'm curious to see what happens with that, like if they decide to re-sign him or not. I mean, he's been improving this season. I mean, he obviously had his best season in 1920 when they weren't very good. 18 points, but
He's
this year it's more solid. Shooting free throws probably a little bit less, and rebounding way down from where he was last year, but apparently he's scoring more, and I think he's on pace to probably score his highest total, depending on all that. And so, again, like I think Aiton's also a big factor in that as well, because like you said, he got bullied, he got sunned by
mm-hmm.
Giannis in that series, and so especially I still remember that playoff series where instead of backing him down, he shot like a little jump hook when he could have gotten closer to the basket, and so um,
Do you think? I think they're gonna move on for him.
it
I
seems
think
like
he
it.
just. It seems like it, right? Like I just have a feeling they're gonna
They're
move
gonna do
on
a
from
sign
him.
and trade. They're gonna do a
I
sign and
think
trade. I
so
think.
too.
It
I
to me,
think so too.
I think they want someone. They do want a center, and I'll be curious to see
Mm-hmm.
what teams are going to be out there. That would make this trade.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to. I think they are going to make that trade, because I don't think they like Aiton. They think he's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they want someone with a little bit more of a scoring regimen, where Aiton is not much of a scorer compared to those other guys. And obviously, they took him with the number one pick that year with Luka
Not.
Doncic and Young. And so, to me, that's the tough thing about it, is that right now, in 3 quarters without Chris
Mm-hmm.
Paul, he only has 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and so
And he's
I
gonna want like 150 million. Like
he
he's
want
not gonna get that.
yeah, he wants his rookie max, and so I don't think he's gonna get
No
it though.
way. Like, dude, honestly, he's not even that too much of a drop off from Robert Williams. Robert Williams is probably even better defensively than him, and he only got 70 million, I think. So, yeah, I just have a feeling they're gonna move on from Aiton, man. It's. I know he's still very young. He's only 23, gonna turn 24, but
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna be asking for way too much money. And if they try to bring Chris back until he's 38 and give him 35 million a year, and they still have to pay, I think Shamit's, I think Shamit has to get paid too. Landry Shamit, or
Yeah. You might have
uh,
to, or I'm not sure about Landry. I think you might have already signed a contract.
let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah, he got $43 million extension, but yeah, I think they're gonna have a tough decision. But it's just like, who else could they bring in? But
They're
I mean, yeah, that's just gonna be the tough decision for the Suns, man, in the playoffs. Is if they can all stay healthy and if Aiton can play defense, because he's never really been a defensive player. He's just a great offensive center
mm-hmm.
who has a soft touch, who can hit some jumpers, but he's not a great defensive player. He's not going to get you 4 or 5 blocks like Robert Williams can in a quarter.
Yeah.
He's not going to get that, and I think that's what they're missing. They need an interior guy. I know they have JaVale McGee. I think, do they still have McGee?
They still got McGee.
Hey, he's honestly, bro, he's better than what Aiton is defensively. He better interior defense. Um, I think they might even try to. I mean, he's older, but hey, if you can get 1 or 2 seasons out of him, not playing 35 minutes, obviously, because he has asthma, but even if he can play like 20 to 24 minutes, like that's solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I
He's
mean,
better defensively.
yeah, and we'll see about this Phoenix Suns team. I think that, obviously as the season goes on, they're clearly ahead of everybody by 7 games, and so they have a little wiggle room to kind of fall back a little bit. But to hold the fort until Chris Paul comes back, and then they're able to kind of continue going. And so, we'll see how this whole situation lines up. I mean, the West is, I would say, between the two. I would say probably this all the way to like the 6th seed with the Nuggets, all the way up to the
I would s-
Warriors. I mean,
I would say the
it's a tough
second to
race.
seventh is a tough. I would say the second to the sixth seed is tough. I feel like the Suns are going to run with the first. 7 games ahead. If they win this game tonight, even if they lose it, 7 games is a lot when you only got 17 games left.
Yeah.
So they would have to be very, very bad, and they still got some home games against. Yeah, I think they're going to win the one
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah, I think they are too. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna challenge them for the 1 seed. I think the real question, and we'll talk about this another time, Tyrese, is probably gonna be 2 through 7. Because all those
Oh
can
yeah,
change, or even 2 through 8. More so like the 7 and 8 seed, they could flip flop. It does not. I mean, it's really that open when it comes to that stuff.
yeah. I think really two. Yeah, two through six. The Timberwolves, they're not going to climb all the way up, even to 4. I think it comes down to the Warriors, to the Nuggets, 2 to 6. That's kind of where like okay, anything could happen. Guys can get injured with the
Yeah.
Warriors, and they could start losing, and then I just think the Timberwolves have no shot of climbing so far up. The only team that could potentially do that if things were going wrong with the Clippers, just because they're rolling right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll see how everything goes on. But let us know in the comment section down below, guys. What do you make of the Warriors situation with Draymond Green out? And also, what do you make of the Phoenix Suns team that is missing Chris Paul, but are currently still on a very good streak and, obviously are looking to win the West as we know it?